Hello everybody, this is Drmcbrick and I have number 4 Privet Drive. But you know what? It is not what you think it is. Why? Because it's actually the entire house. Stay tuned. Okay, so I have the 4 Privet Drive set. I only got one of them. I thought about getting 2, but they were just really expensive, to be quite honest with you. I mean, $70 for this? That seems a little outrageous. So I'm going to have to fit it with my own bricks, which I do think I have enough bricks, tan bricks and some masonry bricks and stuff to do it. I'm not sure about the roof. I don't have all of those slopes, I don't think, but I might be able to do the back roof in something different. Now, I'll tell you what, it was difficult to find what the back of one of these houses would look like, particularly the 4 Privet Drive house, but I was able to find on the web the actual 4 Privet Drive house that was for sale, and so that's what the back looks like. And you see they actually have like a gazebo screened in porch out there. So yeah, and there's, you know, basically it's almost a mirror of the front, to be honest with you, without the door. There's sliding glass doors there instead. I don't know if I'm going to do the gazebo or not. I'll probably just do a patio, but anyway, there are a few things on this set that pose problems that I will get into. The first one is this door right here that's under the steps. If you see, that comes off this way. So the idea is that what I'll do basically is just build another plate. All right, so this is the plate that the house is on, and this is it. And so I'll just put another plate on there, and that will add 16 by 16, and that will be the plate that the house sits on. Actually, or I may just get a gray base plate and put the house on, actually, a 16 by 16. That might actually be easier. Use these 2 plates because I like this color plate for something else. But anyway, so I was just going to add, basically, you know, put this plate where you see those dark tan plates, put this plate here, and then build the house on the side. Well, there are 2 things that are going to cause a problem with that. The first thing is this cog mechanism here, and that cog is very integral because that's what shoots the mail out of the fireplace. Remember that it just kept coming, and it just kept coming out of there. And so that I want to keep that feature in there. The other thing is, in order to have access underneath of these stairs, which are basically just brick built, just rudimentary brick built stairs, this opens this way, which would mean it would open into the wall that I need to put up. So I'm going to try to do a mirror build and put the hinges for this wall, flip it onto the front, which would basically just mean that I would put the hinges here, and then that way it would open this way, and I just wouldn't have that drain pipe there. So anyway, so those are my plans right now. I'm going to get into it, start to build it. I'm excited about it. I've been waiting for this set to be available in the United States. It just came out in the United States, and so I'm going to start building. So as I look at this, I look at the instructions, and then I go back and I look at kind of where it is in the manual here, where it shows what this piece is going to look like. So I try to get my bearings and say, okay, this piece here, I know this piece here is going to be reversed, so I'm going to need to build those with the hinges pieces and stuff. So I look at that, I look at my box art, and I start to see kind of what the pieces are, and then I honestly, sometimes you just kind of have to build some of the stuff, and then to build it kind of the way it says, and then kind of go back and then check it out and see exactly how it fits together. So you see there's something happening right there, but this piece here is going to have to be offset because of that mechanism in there. So anyway, so it's a matter of you looking at the schematics, you know, that they show, and really I wish these were 3D. I wish I were able to, on the screen, be able to manipulate these so I could see them up and down and underneath, and kind of the orthographic projection of this particular part. So that would help me out, so that when I do mirror builds, it would be really easy, or when I'm flipping things on opposite sides and stuff. But for the most part, I just kind of have to go with the box art, with the schematic in here, and then kind of just eyeball it and go from there. But I got all my extra pieces there, and then I have the pieces from the set. So that kind of gives you a little bit idea of how my brain processes. Okay, so you notice all I have in terms of masonry bricks are the nougat and the gray and the tan. But on here, this comes with masonry bricks that are the dark tan. And since I don't have enough, and since I'm going to wrap a back around this house, those little details like that sometimes are often missed when mock builders try to, you know, when you're first starting out or you're starting to do things. But if you don't have the right color, like I don't, I'm going to replace the dark tan bricks with a couple of the light tan bricks. So I just pick out ones that won't be noticed as much. I think if I put a light tan there, a light tan there, and a light tan somewhere in there, I think that won't be, or maybe even this one, that won't be noticed as much. And then that way I can use those extra dark tan bricks around the other side and make it more uniform. Okay, so I'm at the pivotal stage where I need to bring this that swings out, as you see. That's going to be, actually swings out this way, and the hinge would be right here. Now originally, as I looked at this, I thought, well, you know, I'm going to be bringing the wall right up through here, so I can't have it swing out that way. I'd have to have it swing out this way. But no, now that I look at it, this is actually right here is actually bigger than this part here. So it actually comes out further. So what I will do, instead of having these 4 blue, or these 3 2x4 bricks, what are 4 of them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these, the 3, and stack them up as stairs. And then I'm going to just put tan bricks on this side. And then this way, the wall can come out right through here, and this will still be able to be hinged out. So I think this is going to work. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so we've got this lined up. It works perfectly. Now I could have put bricks and finish this from here to here, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want to waste the bricks because it's kind of ugly anyway. The way they have it designed, so I just didn't want to waste an extra couple bricks. That's a way to save there, but that wall is perfect. Instead of using a dark piece here, I used a piece here, and now we have this problem right here because this sticks out. So there needs to be a wall right here because I'm going to wall this all in. So how can I do that? Well, basically what I've decided to do is do it just like this. I'll take a 3, it could be a 4, could be a 2 for that matter, or even a single. And I will use a single plate and then a single tile and put this right under here. And then that way we still have clearance where we can work it from the outside. It will have to, use our fingernail or whatever to work it from the outside. But again, there's gaps here, so it's, it's Lego. The play functions, there's always gaps. So anyway, we will be able to turn this mechanism here from the outside and let the mail fall down inside and things like that. That solves that problem. And then all I got to do is to finish the wall is just take this and just kind of keep moving the wall forward. So that works. Okay, so now I have a couple decisions to make. One, I have a decision to make if I'm going to make this floor a complete floor all the way over to the other side, or if I'm just going to make it a half floor. I'm not sure yet, but right here, because of this turn, I have this hinge. And right here, I had the hinge hole, but you can see it's covered up with another thing underneath of it. But here, I just can't put a 2x brick because of that hinge. So, and if I put a 1x, what's going to happen here is this big holes right here. So what I have come up with is basically what you need to do in a situation like this is to use a headlight brick. And you take that headlight brick, and I found a 2x1 tile that matches this nougat color, right? And so I'll place this on the headlight brick, get it all lined up there so it's nice and neat. And I'll put that right there, and we match our line. Now granted, it does stick out just a little bit, but it matches the line right there, which is important in some ways. And then when we put a regular 2x up here, what happens is we have basically the same thing that we have on the bottom as we have right up there. So we're able to move this hinge, and this is able to move properly and everything like that, but we still kind of have an illusion that that hole is filled in. Again, this is Lego, so you're not going to be able to fill up complete gaps and all that kind of stuff. But that's what we have there. So now my question is, am I going to leave this as open to the downstairs, which was not like the Dursley's house at all, but you know, I'm not really looking for authenticity. I'm just really looking for a house build. I'm going to leave this open because I'm going to put jumpers on here, I believe, and I'm going to make it so the wall can come out as opposed to taking off the layers and stuff. If I do this as a balcony, if I do this as one big, you know, room, then I will take it off by floor. But I think I'm going to do it as a balcony, given the fact that it's already built in, and I just don't really know what else I would put in the second floor. I think I'll keep it as a balcony. Okay, so here's where it becomes a lot more complicated. This roof here is, you can tell it has the overlapping shingles and stuff, which looks awesome. Well, I want to do the same thing on here. So I have my section here, and I have my section that will go on here, and I've built it up so that way it reaches the apex there about the same. But you see how I've had to do this. Now, I have to make it so this pops off, which means I have to make an independent roof section. And so I've started to do that. And the way I've done it is, you can see here where I've added the extra 3x1 plate and the extra 2x1 plate, and then I've taken the 2x whatever all the way across, and that will go all the way across here, being supported by this internal beam that I put on. And then I will put a tile piece along the edge here to hide the tan parts. Now, unfortunately, I don't have enough black 2x1 or 2x1, so this is actually that part is going to show right there, but the rest of it should look pretty good. So I'm going to keep working at it and see what I can come up with. Hopefully it will all work. Okay, I'm going to try this one-handed, but to get this the way you want it to be is you have your 3x1 and your 2x1, and then you just do it regularly on the bar, or the plate, I'm sorry, the plate, like that. You got that, and then you get another one and you put it up here, and that gives you the why don't I get a tripod? It's just sitting over there. Anyway, and that gives you the look of that up and down. Now, for the next one, what I have to do is I have to go over and I have to put on a 3-piece, 3x1. I put the 3x1 on. That gives me the base on which to put this particular slope. Then I put the 2x1 on here. That gives me the base to put this particular slope. And there, stuff's part, no, the wrong spot. And there we have it. And so I'm going to do that all the way across, here, and that's how I get the roof to look just like the roof that came with the set. Okay, so I have my roof section in, but as you notice, you see how there are the indentations where the slopes go up and down. And so I have every other one, there's an indentation. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 2x1 across so it attaches to this cross beam plate here. Now, I can't do a full 3x1 because this actually links up to this up here. And so that would hit that and keep this beam from sitting properly on it. So anyway, so I have to do that. I filled all of these in with one, so that way I can take a regular, just several of these 4x or 6x, or if you have really long ones, you can just stretch it all the way across there and that sort of thing. So I'm going to do that and brace it up, and then what I'm going to do here is add on here, add a extra 2x1 here. And then I will, let's see, like add an extra 2x1 there. And then I will add a 3x1 plate right across here. And then that will actually link it to the beam. And I should be all set. And now I won't do this all the way across. I'll probably do one here and one here because, you know, these are 5-6 cents a piece. And so you're using a lot of elements in here. I mean, just with the roof and all of the pieces for the roof and everything like that, that's a lot of elements. But it does give you the stable roof and it makes it look just like the original Privet house. Okay, so this is Harry Potter Wizarding World for Privet Drive, set 75968. 797 pieces, but mine probably has about 1,400 pieces on it now because it is actually a entire house. It's an entire house. It's not just the side dollhouse model that you get when you buy that particular Lego set. It is the entire house, as you can see. Now, I think I mentioned one of the things that I had to do was look it up and see what the back of it looked like. Now, the back of it had sliding doors. It had sliding glass doors. So this was the best I could come up with. I didn't want to put sliding doors in it just because of the mechanism to do it, and the extra space would have taken up too much. I wanted to keep it as the same basic footprint. So that meant that I couldn't really put a big window in here. I guess I could have, but I didn't. So I added a window up there. Whoops, sorry about that. Didn't mean to knock the camera, but everything is intact, as you see. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button if you really like the way this house looks. And we can get into all the details of the build and everything like that. And so let's take a look. I'm going to move this little sign out here in our little hoot owl. And so the front is the front, obviously. And several things that I wanted to take from the front was I wanted to make sure I kept this wonderful overlapping shingles that I really, really liked. I also wanted to make sure I kept these bricks, these dark tan bricks. But because I made the house the entire way around, I didn't have enough dark tan bricks to go around in the masonry bricks, and so because of that, what I wanted to do was take from the front to add to the back. So if you look at this, it still is very, very true to the original model that Lego made, except for if you notice, there are a few pieces that have been taken out here that were in the dark tan style masonry brick. But I took those out again to add to the house on each side. And then I also used my own regular tan masonry brick pieces to add to the house as well. So if we look at the side, basically what came with the house ended right here. It ended right here. Well, actually it ended right here. Sorry about that. Right here and here, and then all of this was open. I kept the feature for hiding Harry under the stairs in order to get Harry out of the stairs. I wanted to make sure that I kept that feature so he is able to pop out here of the steps. Harry, why aren't you coming out there, Harry? Are you locked in there, Harry? Seems to be the problem. Okay, we're going to cut it, of course. Why is that not working? Why is that hinge not working? Harry? It's such an easy hinge. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So I kept everything the same. If you notice, this still works. And so you can still put Harry under the bed there, under the stairs. And so I basically had to put these hinge pieces in here. So there are 2 spots that have holes in them where the hinge pieces are. But if you remember the original model, that's the way it was. That's the way it was. I put a window here on this side going up the steps because a lot of old houses, particularly of this vintage in this style, had a window right here. So as you walked up the steps, you could look out the window. In the back, as I had mentioned, I put the sliding glass doors, or at least the suggestion of doors. A lot of people have this door that's just all glass pane, and then this door here where you can go inside. Added the masonry bricks, added a couple of regular dark brown bricks, and some plates and things just to kind of keep that theme going around. On this side, I kept the play features, the same play features that came with the set, so you're still able to break Harry out of the window there, so Ron can drive the Ford up there and break him out. I also kept this feature here, which is the feature that lets the mail shoot down the fireplace, and I'll show you that here in a minute. But what I did was on the back, I wanted to make the roof match the pitch and basically be the same style. So if you see, the roof has the same up and down kind of overlapping texture that it has. Now, I also made it so it comes apart. Now, my original thoughts were I could make it so the entire top would pop off, but if you remember this model was built originally coming from the factory as stopping right here. So it stopped right there. And this was all open. And as a matter of fact, there were plates that came out here, and this was very open. And so I didn't want to have to rebuild all this stuff in here. So I did something, a little technique that I thought was kind of cool. And so basically what I did was, and I'm all trying to do this one-handed, is I made a roof section that would come off like this. All right, so you see it's all really built up down there, but nice and solid roof section. So you could look at it from the top like that, or better yet, I made this section come off just like this. So that way you are able to then play and see all the features, film, do whatever you want, and you can still get in there just like the original model, because the original model was out here and then it went up here. So I've left every single thing in it that was in the original model. What I did was I tiled inside here and tiled the blue. Not a big fan of that blue carpet, but I figured since Lego put it in there and made the steps go all the way up, I would go ahead and make the steps go all the way up as well. I added a whole bunch of different things. Oh no, I just hurt my bush. Look at that, poor little bush, it just fell off. Let's put that back on there. So anyway, so I'll show you, kind of go up and over here. So let me grab the camera off of the stand here and kind of show you the way I did it. And so basically I made a beam that went across there on which the top of the roof lands and sits. And then inside here, let's see if I can get a better view here. There we go. Inside here, basically tiled that all in, so the floor is basically tiled in, and it meets the blue. I had to do a little of operation on this staircase and things like that so that the blue didn't stick through from the outside, and that sort of thing like that. But basically, it all works pretty well. You know, I think it looks pretty good. The original model, again, you know, had this side right here, but I added this side. Now this feature here stuck out, but what I needed to do was to keep this feature so that we could add some mail. So let me find a little letter here, and let's put it in the mail slot that Lego provided for us. Okay, it's down there in the mail slot. Now, all I have to do to access that feature is, let's see if I can grab this here, is on the outside. Let's see if I can find it with my finger. It's twist this, and there comes the mail. There comes the mail, and all that mail, remember how it flew through the fireplace? And so that feature still exists on this as well, and it really doesn't protrude from the house very much. So anyway, so let me know what you think about how I did this and you know what it looks like. Looks like I need to clean that tile there. There's some schmutz on it there. So anyway, so yeah, so I got it like that, and then what I did was I built this section. In this section here, basically fits on top of these two jumpers, and that's the only spot that it attaches to, are these two jumpers. It meets the roof pitch right there, and then we take this roof section and we place it in here on top of the beams that I had built into the wall, and that goes in here, and it sits rather nicely and meets all flush where it should be. So there we have Harry Potter's 4 Privet Drive house, and it's basically true to the type of house that you would see in that area in England, I believe, and I'm not English, but if any of my fans and subscribers from the UK, let me know how I did, if this is very similar to the type of house that would have been on 4 Privet Drive. Again, I looked on Google at just regular houses and things like that in that area, and also at the 4 Privet Drive house. Now, I know that there was a solarium, or what we call here in the States a screened-in porch or a sun porch, that sort of thing. I know there was one coming off of Harry's house at that point, or I guess not of Harry's house, but his uncle's house and his aunt's house. But I didn't put that on here yet, because one of the things I want to do is I'm going to add this to my city. And so I thought that when I do add it to my city, I'll make a patio out here, and that patio can come out, and then I will have a solarium probably put on here, and we'll have a party for you know, his cousin, who was just you know, just kind of obnoxious. But anyway, so that's why I didn't do that. But you could add your own patio and whatever you want like that and all that sort of thing. So that is my mock of 4 Privet Drive. And that way it's a full house. It can go in any neighborhood in any Lego city. And if I am so lucky to be able to score a Diagon Alley set that's coming out here in a few days, if I'm able to get one of those, then this will definitely fit into my Wizarding World area that I'm going to have as well. So anyway, so that is it. I hope that you found this video informative, and I hope that you like the build. Please subscribe if you haven't. I know a lot of you are watching the videos and you haven't subscribed yet. It's totally free. Go ahead. Not going to cost you anything other than maybe half a second to press that button. You can press the bell and be notified whenever a video of mine comes out. You can also like this video. This is how you let YouTube know that you like what I do. I am available on Patreon as well if you'd like to support me there. I do offer more pictures, for instance, more detailed pictures of this particular build and my techniques on how I did it. And then there's also a bunch of videos on backstage and bloopers and all kinds of stuff like that. But you don't have to, but if you'd like to, that's great. I'm also available at teespring.com, at the Teespring store, Drmcbrick General Store. You can find all kinds of merchandise with my logos from 6 Figs to Figsdale to just basically my Drmcbrick logo and things like that. So remember, I am a member of the BrickTubers Network. The BrickTubers are great people. Check them out at thebricktubers.com. You can find all of the links to their pages. And with that, I'm going to sit and keep hitting the refresh button on the Lego.com until I can get one of those diagonal. Well, that's what it's supposed to be, right? Diagon Alley sets. So this is Dr. McBrick in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, signing out.